My beloved ones, there is a reason why silence has survived the centuries. There is a reason why our mothers taught us to pause before we speak, why our grandmothers hummed their songs in kitchens instead of filling rooms with noise, why our fathers sometimes looked into the distance rather than answering with words. Silence carries wisdom. Silence carries strength. Silence carries survival. There are times in this life when you must wrap your mouth in quiet as if it were the finest silk. There are moments when your words will do you no good, when they will betray you, when they will plant seeds that grow into weeds. And so the God of all wisdom whispers to you, child, keep your mouth shut. Oh, I know that sounds harsh. I know you want to be heard. You want your side of the story told. You want to correct the record, clap back, defend yourself, explain yourself, prove yourself. But listen to me, darling. Sometimes your words will not defend you. They will only expose you. Sometimes your words will not heal you. They will wound you even deeper. Sometimes silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Silence is power. Have you ever noticed that the most dangerous river is not the one that roars and foams, but the one that moves quietly, steadily, carving valleys through stone without raising its voice? Have you ever seen a lion? The lion does not roar when it stalks its prey. The lion roars only when the work is done. Learn from the lion. Learn from the river. There are seasons in your life when you must guard your tongue like treasure, because there are people listening, not to help you, but to hurt you, not to carry you, but to copy you, not to love you, but to load your words like bullets in their own weapons. Keep your mouth shut, child, until your spirit tells you the time is right. You see, not everyone deserves the map of your heart. Not everyone can handle the tenderness of your dreams. Some people will trample your vision because their own eyes are too dim to see. Some will laugh at your plans because their own hands are too weak to build. If you keep telling everybody what you are praying for, some will go and pray against it. If you keep telling everybody where you are walking, some will try to put stones in your path. God is not trying to punish you when He asks for your silence. He is protecting you. There is a power in mystery. There is a strength in holding something close to your chest. You do not need to explain your every move. You do not need to justify your every decision. You do not need to offer your soul as public property. Darling, you are not required to narrate your life like an open book. Some chapters must be read only by the author in you. Oh, how many of us have spoken too soon? How many of us have shared too quickly? We told our joy, and it was stolen. We told our plan, and it was sabotaged. We told our secret, and it became gossip. And we learned, sometimes the hard way, that silence is golden. Even the earth understands this truth. Seeds do not shout their growth. Roots do not brag about their depth. The tree begins in secret, hidden under soil, covered in darkness, watered in silence. And when the time comes, only then does the fruit appear, the blossom unfolds, the harvest comes. Why then do you think your own dreams should be any different? Let them grow in silence. Let them breathe in stillness. Let them develop without disturbance. Now, child, do not mistake silence for cowardice. Do not confuse silence with fear. It takes great courage to hold your tongue when your pride is begging you to speak. It takes great discipline to remain quiet when you want to curse, to argue, to prove your point. But God says, let me fight your battles. Let me handle what your words cannot. Your silence is not the absence of power. It is the proof that your power lies in a higher place. Have you ever seen a wise elder at a family gathering? The one who sits back, listening, not rushing, just watching, just smiling. Everybody else is talking loud, talking fast, making noise. But that elder, quiet, still, calm, when they finally open their mouth, every head turns, every room falls silent, every ear leans forward, because true authority does not come from endless chatter. True authority comes from the weight of well-timed words. My dear, sometimes you must save your words like coins. Spend them only where they will bring a return. Do not waste them on fools. Do not pour them out on ears that cannot hear. Do not scatter them on ground that cannot grow. When God tells you to keep your mouth shut, it is because He has already prepared a better answer. And when He speaks for you, His voice will echo where yours would only tremble. So hush, child, hush your fear. Hush your pride. Let silence be your shield. Let silence be your prayer. Let silence be your wisdom. For there are victories that can only be won in quiet, and there are truths that can only be revealed in stillness. Keep your mouth shut until the moment comes when the world needs your roar. And when that moment comes, speak with fire, speak with conviction, speak with the thunder of heaven itself. But until then, be still, hold your peace, and let your silence speak for you. Beloved, I want you to think about this. Have you ever noticed that the storms that destroy do not announce themselves politely? They do not knock on the door and say, "Excuse me, I am coming in." They creep up. They gather strength in silence. And when they finally arrive, their power is undeniable. In the same way, your silence is not empty. It is gathering, it is storing, it is building something unseen that will be revealed in its season. There are times when your silence will make people underestimate you. They will mistake your quietness for weakness, your stillness for ignorance. Let them. For while they are underestimating, you are understanding. While they are speaking carelessly, you are storing carefully. While they are busy showing off, you are busy showing up. Your silence is not your loss, it is your preparation. Think of the eagle. The eagle does not flap its wings frantically like smaller birds. No, it waits for the wind. It soars on currents unseen. It glides with grace while others tire themselves out. Sometimes keeping your mouth shut is the same as the eagle waiting for the wind. You do not need to exhaust yourself trying to prove who you are. Wait, the wind will come. The proof will come. The fruit will come. And child, silence will protect your relationships too.
Oh, yes.
Not every argument needs your tongue. Not every insult requires your answer. Not every battle is worth your breath. There is wisdom in walking away. There is dignity in saying nothing. Sometimes the highest response is no response at all. Because when you refuse to fight with words, you starve the fire that was meant to consume you. Have you ever watched a fire? The more oxygen you give it, the higher it rises. But take away the air and slowly, gently, without a struggle, it dies. Some conflicts are fires. If you keep feeding them with words, they will burn you alive. But if you keep your mouth shut, if you withhold the oxygen of your anger, that fire will lose its flame. Oh, I tell you, some of the strongest people I've ever known were the ones who learned the language of silence. They prayed in silence. They planned in silence. They endured in silence. And when the time came, they walked out of silence with a strength that shook the ground. Child, you must know that not every ear is holy. Not every heart is safe. There are those who smile at you but dig graves for you in their thoughts. There are those who clap for you but plot against you behind the curtain. And God, in His love for you, says, do not hand them the rope with your own words. Do not build their weapons with your own stories. Keep your mouth shut and keep your spirit free. There is a music in silence. Do you hear it? The hush between the notes makes the melody beautiful. If a song were only noise, it would be chaos. But it is the pauses, the rests, the spaces in between that give it power. Your life too needs silence. Without it, your words lose their rhythm. Without it, your voice loses its strength. Sometimes, beloved, the best prayer you will ever pray will be wordless. Just tears falling on your pillow. Just your breath in the dark. Just your heart reaching upward without a sound. God hears that silence louder than 1,000 shouts. He reads the language of your hush. He understands the whisper of your waiting. You see, silence does not mean nothing is happening. Silence often means everything is happening, just beyond your sight. A seed underground is silent. A child in the womb is silent. A storm forming on the horizon is silent. But when the time is right, they break forth, and the world cannot ignore them. So guard your mouth, child. Guard it like a treasure chest. Speak when wisdom tells you. Speak when love tells you. Speak when truth demands it. But when all you feel is anger, when all you feel is fear, when all you feel is pride, close your mouth. Rest your tongue. Let silence stand in your place. Child, there is a quiet dignity in those who know how to wait. You may see them sitting in the corner. You may watch them nodding slowly. You may think nothing is happening within them. But inside, their spirit is as busy as the pot that simmers on the stove. There is a fragrance rising. There is a strength forming, there is wisdom brewing, and when they finally choose to open their mouths, their words are seasoned like food cooked to perfection, rich, satisfying, unforgettable. The tongue, my dear, is a small thing, but it can set a whole forest on fire. A careless word can destroy a friendship you built for years. A harsh word can wound a child for a lifetime. A reckless word can change the course of your destiny. But silence has never burned down a house. Silence has never cut deeper than a sword. Silence can heal where words could only harm. You must learn to choose your moments. Every garden has both sunlight and shadow. Every song has both sound and stillness. So it is with your voice. There is a time to speak, and there is a time to refrain. There is a time to declare, and there is a time to hold back. Wisdom lives in knowing the difference. Think of the moon. It does not cry out to be seen. It does not demand attention. It simply appears silently, faithfully, pulling the tides, lighting the darkness. Its silence does not make it powerless. Its silence makes it irresistible. Be like the moon. Let your silence pull stronger than your words. And sometimes, my child, silence is the only protection you have left. When people are determined to misunderstand you, no explanation will change their minds. When hearts are hardened, no speech will soften them. When envy has filled their eyes, no truth will clear their vision. Do not waste your breath where it will not bear fruit. Save it for the ones who are thirsty, for the ones who can be nourished, for the ones whose hearts are open to receive. The world will tempt you to prove yourself with words. They will say, "Tell us what you can do, tell us who you are, tell us why we should believe in you." But do not forget, diamonds do not shout, gold does not advertise. True wealth is silent, yet undeniable. Let your works speak where your words cannot. Let your life testify where your lips remain closed. And child, silence is not only a shield, it is also a mirror. In your quiet, you will hear the voice inside that is drowned out by noise. In your stillness, you will discover what you truly feel, what you truly fear, what you truly desire. Some of you are afraid of silence because in silence you meet yourself. But do not be afraid of that meeting. In the hush, you will find truth. In the hush, you will find healing. Even creation honors silence. Night falls without announcement. Dawn rises without proclamation. The stars shine without shouting. And the ocean, though it crashes, always returns to its calm. If the whole universe understands the power of silence, why not you? There will be moments when keeping your mouth shut will feel like swallowing fire. Everything in you will want to lash out, to explain, to defend, to strike back. But remember this, words spoken in heat will burn you later. Words spoken in haste will haunt you tomorrow. Silence, though painful in the moment, will save you in the end. Sometimes silence is the deepest kind of respect you can give yourself. It says, "I will not lower myself. I will not waste myself. I will not hand over my dignity to those who cannot carry it." Your silence is not emptiness. It is fullness contained. There is a secret strength hidden in the one who can hold their tongue when provoked. You may look at them and think, "Surely they are afraid. Surely they have nothing to say." But child, do not be fooled. The person who can be still while arrows fly has already won a battle inside themselves. They have conquered the urge to let their mouth betray their spirit. That kind of discipline is not weakness, it is mastery. Do you remember how the caterpillar transforms? Wrapped tight in silence, sealed away from the world, no boasting, no explanations, no speeches, just quiet work happening in the dark. And when the time comes, it breaks forth as a butterfly, more beautiful than anyone imagined. That transformation was not announced, it was not narrated, it was not defended, it was birthed in silence. You too must learn to cocoon your growth. Do not announce every step. Do not explain every process. Do not reveal every plan. Keep it in the quiet. Let your silence do the heavy lifting until the day your wings are ready to be seen. People often fear silence because it feels like nothing is happening. But silence is not the absence of movement. It is the ground beneath it. It is the soil under the seed. It is the pause between the notes that makes the song worth hearing. Without silence there is no rhythm, no growth, no depth. When God places his hand over your mouth, it is not to suffocate you, it is to shield you. He knows your words could turn into weapons against yourself. He knows your anger could burn bridges you may need tomorrow. He knows your pride could lock doors meant for your destiny. So he whispers, "Child, keep your mouth shut, not to punish, but to preserve. And let me tell you, there will be people who press you, who push you, who try to bait you into speaking before your time. They will ask questions not to understand, but to trap. They will seek details not to support, but to sabotage. Do not hand them the keys to your peace. Protect your silence like you would protect a child. Hold it close. Guard it fiercely. Have you noticed how the sky carries the stars? Endless, vast, silent. Not a word, not a sound, and yet it holds the light that guides sailors through the night. The sky does not need to speak to prove its majesty. You too can carry brilliance without announcing it. Some of you have been explaining yourselves for too long, explaining your worth, explaining your choices, explaining your calling, and every explanation has left you drained, misunderstood, misrepresented. Darling, stop explaining live. Be shine. Let silence carry you where arguments never could. Because when the right time comes, your silence will break, not in a trickle, but in a flood, and the world will have no choice but to see what God has been shaping in secret. Your silence is not a cage. It is a womb. It is not confinement. It is incubation. It is not emptiness. It is expectation. Do not despise the hush. Do not rush to fill the quiet. Do not believe the lie that your voice must always be heard. Sometimes the strongest declaration is no declaration at all. Sometimes the loudest shout is the sound of lips pressed closed, refusing to give the enemy one more weapon. Child, listen closely. There is a fire in silence that can never carry. A quiet soul can unsettle a noisy room. A still spirit can disarm a raging storm. When you choose not to answer, when you refuse to play the game of endless talk, you shift the balance. Those who thought they had control lose it, because silence cannot be argued with. Silence cannot be debated. Silence cannot be twisted. It stands untouched, unshaken, unbroken. Look at the mountain. Does it need to speak to prove its greatness? Does it need to shout to remind us it has stood for centuries? No. It simply exists, towering in silence, commanding respect by presence alone. Be like the mountain. Let your strength be undeniable without explanation. And oh, there is wisdom in knowing that not every truth is for public ears. Some revelations are sacred. Some dreams are too fragile to expose to careless winds. Some visions are meant only for your heart until they are strong enough to walk in the daylight. If you speak too soon, you risk breaking what was still forming. If you share too freely, you risk giving away what was meant to be guarded. Protect your pearls, child. Do not cast them before those who cannot value them. There are times when people will accuse you, lie on you, mock you, question you, and your first instinct will be to rise, to defend, to shout, to prove them wrong. But pause, breathe, remember, sometimes the best answer is none at all. Let your silence confuse them. Let your silence expose them. Let your silence be the mirror that reflects their own foolishness. Even nature testifies. The deepest waters are the quietest. Lakes that rest still reflect the heavens more clearly than rivers that rush. The quiet ones often see the farthest, hear the deepest, understand the most. Do not despise your quiet. It is not emptiness. It is depth. And know this, silence is a test. Can you hold your tongue when your pride is burning? Can you keep still when your flesh is screaming? Can you trust that the one who sees in secret will reward you openly? Every time you close your mouth when you want to fight, you are choosing faith. You are saying, I trust that I don't need to win this with words. I trust that my peace is worth more than my point. There is a discipline in silence that polishes the soul. It humbles you. It teaches you patience. It strengthens your spirit. For words are easy, anyone can spill them carelessly. But restraint, that is the mark of wisdom. That is the mark of growth. That is the mark of true strength. Picture the sculptor. With every chip, with every strike, they do not speak, but their silence is full of intention. They see what others cannot yet see. They know the beauty that is being revealed. The marble may protest, the onlookers may question, but the sculptor keeps on in silence until the masterpiece stands revealed. God is the sculptor of your life. He asks you for silence while he works, because he knows the final form will speak louder than any defense you could give today. Child, There is a glory in holding your peace. There is a majesty in refusing to bow to noise. There is a divine strength in closing your mouth and opening your heart. Because in the end, your silence will not betray you, it will save you, it will shield you, it will lift you higher than your words ever could. Child, silence has a way of teaching lessons that words cannot carry. When you are still, you hear what noise hides. You begin to notice the whisper in your spirit, the gentle nudge in your chest, the truth that was always there but buried under chatter. Many people miss the voice of wisdom, not because it is absent, but because they cannot stop speaking long enough to hear it. Silence clears the air. Silence sharpens the ear. Silence brings revelation. Think of the hunter in the forest. He does not chase the deer by shouting. He does not pound the ground with his feet. He waits, silent, hidden, patient. He knows that the one who waits quietly gains the prize. Your silence, too, is a weapon of patience. It positions you for blessings that loudness would chase away. And my child, silence has preserved whole generations. Our ancestors knew when to speak and when to hold back. They sang their truths in coded songs, whispered their dreams only to the night, kept their mouths shut when words could have cost them freedom or life. Their silence was not fear, it was strategy. It was survival. Sometimes the holiest thing you can do is hold your tongue and let your endurance speak for you. There are rooms you will enter where your silence will carry you further than your speech. People will reveal themselves if you let them talk long enough. While they boast, while they exaggerate, while they expose their hearts with careless words, your silence will be your discernment. You will see clearly because you chose not to fill the air with your own noise. And silence, my dear, can be an act of love. When someone wounds you, when someone stumbles, when someone fails, you do not always need to announce it, to correct it, to expose it. Sometimes silence is grace. Sometimes silence is mercy. Sometimes silence is the highest form of forgiveness. Even the sun understands this lesson. It rises quietly every morning. It does not bang on doors to announce itself. It does not argue with the darkness. It simply shines, and the darkness cannot resist. That is what your silence can do. Shine steadily without defense, without debate, until every shadow must bow. But child, let me tell you, silence is not always easy. It will stretch you. It will test you. It will make your pride itch and your anger burn. Yet, when you conquer the urge to speak before your time, you gain something words cannot give: authority. Authority over yourself, authority in the eyes of others, authority in the spirit. The one who can command their tongue can command their destiny. So keep your silence like a crown upon your head. Wear it with dignity. Carry it with strength. Let others waste their breath if they must, but you hold yours. Because when the right moment comes, when the season shifts, when God releases you to speak, your voice will thunder with a weight that chatter can never achieve. Then, my beloved, hear me one last time. Your silence is not your prison, it is your power. It is not your weakness, it is your weapon. When you choose to keep your mouth shut, you are not bowing down to fear. You are rising up in wisdom. You are declaring that you trust something greater than your own tongue. So let the noisy world chatter. Let the critics argue. Let the envious whisper. You be still. You be strong. You guard the treasure of your words like gold. Because the day will come when your silence will roar louder than their voices. The day will come when your restraint will speak louder than their accusations. The day will come when your life, your fruit, your victory will testify on your behalf. And when that day comes, the world will know that the one who held their tongue was not empty, but full, not weak, but wise, not silenced, but saved. Child, keep your mouth shut until the time is right, and when you finally speak, let the heavens bear witness to the thunder of your truth.